A toxic workplace culture rarely arrives with a single moment that you can point to. It builds quietly. Small frustrations stack, trust thins, and conversations become guarded. Energy drains from the room, and over time, the culture begins to suffocate performance, morale, and belief in the mission. When this happens, the natural instinct is to look outward for someone to blame. Boss, a department, a decision. Culture is not an abstract force. It is created, reinforced, and sustained by people, which means it can also be changed by people. Here at Kaizen Summit, we start from a simple truth. Every problem is a leadership problem, and leadership is not a title, it is a behavior. And that means anyone at any level can begin to influence the culture around them. So take ownership. When a culture turns toxic, blame spreads fast. People talk about them, they do not listen, they do not care, they do not understand. And that mindset removes control. Once responsibility is outsourced, your influence disappears. Ownership reverses that. Taking ownership does not mean ignoring poor behavior or pretending problems do not exist. It means recognizing what you can control, how you show up, how you speak, how you respond under pressure. The moment you take ownership, agency returns, and agency is where change begins. Next is silos. Toxic cultures thrive in divided teams. Teams protect their own interests, departments compete for resources, and people identify with their role instead of the mission. And when that happens, colleagues become obstacles rather than teammates. Breaking silos starts with relationships. When you invest time in understanding people outside of your immediate circle, perspective grows. Misunderstandings shrink, trust increases, and trust changes behavior. Teams that trust each other solve problems together. Teams that do not assign blame. Another defining feature of toxic cultures is powerlessness. When people feel they have no control, frustration builds and motivation collapses. And this is where decentralized command matters. Giving people clarity of intent and trust to act within restores ownership. Even in rigid systems, there are always opportunities to explain the why, which creates flexibility and allow teams to solve problems instead of waiting for permission. Stories shape culture. In toxic environments, negative narratives spread faster than facts. Gossip fills the gaps and every setback is amplified. Leaders must interrupt this pattern by deliberately sharing progress, effort, and examples of people doing the right thing. Not to deny reality, but to shape it. And none of this happens quickly. Toxic cultures are built over time, often through neglect rather than intent, and reversing them needs consistency, discipline, and patience. Change happens one conversation at a time, one decision at a time, and one act of leadership at a time. You do not need permission to improve the culture around you. You only need the discipline to lead where you stand.